Today I am making a short film content with the goal of going viral. My name is Joseph Mba. I am a filmmaker. I've been a filmmaker for 17 years. I've made 6 feature films. Some of them have been on Netflix, Amazon Prime, Walmart stores. As a filmmaker, I know the importance of marketing the products you make, which then brings me to my desire to become better at making short form content. I feel like short form content is such a good way to introduce people to who I am, bring you into my space, and then hopefully by watching my vlogs, my behind the scenes, you get a deeper connection to me, my philosophies, like how I really enjoy and do my craft. And then hopefully from there, you go out and check out my movies when I release them. So the goal today is to try to implement everything I've learned so far when it comes to making short form content and hopefully make a video that goes viral. I have been trying to go viral consistently now for like a year. And then about 2 weeks ago, I got my first viral video, viral to me. The video is currently sitting at, I think, 90,000 views on Facebook. And then I have a second one at 40,000 views. So I'm hoping to just keep practicing the craft, keep practicing what I've learned, and then take all of that and make a new video. So that's what we're gonna try to do today. Right now, you're seeing the final setup. This is what I'm going to ultimately end up filming, but I'm gonna take you back to how I actually got this setup done. I would like to take this time to say, if you do enjoy the video, consider subscribing. If this video is not for you, please just move on, because I want these videos to genuinely reach the people that ultimately would end up enjoying the movies I make. Full disclaimer, I am a fitness nut. Like, I love fitness, but it's not just for the sake of fitness. Like, fitness is good for your health, but I'm into fitness because I like action movies. I didn't want to be an action hero that, didn't look like the heroes I looked up to, Jackie Chan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. Obviously, now that I'm in a position to make my own movies, I want to look like them. And when I say make my own movies, again, just be clear. So I write, I direct, I do the cinematography and I act, I edit, I do visual effects. I'm like a one-man band, but not really, because you can't make a movie completely. Well, you can, but I don't make a movie by myself, but I do a lot. I want this to be my set, so I have to figure out how to just frame it properly to get the shots that I'm looking for, which means I gotta clean this thing. And one of the things that I've learned about social media videos that is different from filmmaking, like when you're making a movie, it's an interesting, weird thing. When you're making a feature film, you want stuff in your frame. Like, you want as much information about the world and the characters and set design as possible. But when it comes to social media videos, I have found that I am more effective the more cleaner and plain, almost plain, that my frames are, which is kind of interesting. When I was making my earlier movies, my sets were not very interesting. They were boring. Just put it out there, they were boring. But so when I made my last film, we made sure like we really spent time to do production design. Now I'm getting into like short form content creation, and I'm having to learn how to clear the clutter and make sure that everything is just almost plain. From what I know of what I want to see is I want a vertical frame that looks right into the kitchen. So right away, I know this is my frame, roughly here. And I want the characters to walk in to frame, because I read or watched that that's a good like visual hook. So I'm gonna have the character walk into frame, and he's supposed to try to grab a cup of coffee, and it would disappear. I don't know if you can see me. Can you see me? He's supposed to grab a cup of coffee, it would disappear. He tries to grab something else, I don't know what yet, it will disappear. And then the goal then is, after he does that, he's like, he's curious what would happen if he touched himself. So he'll be like, boom. So I'm thinking one shot, or I may make it 2 shots. I'm gonna do 2 shots and then decide. Okay, so being that this is kind of a black countertop, I am gonna go with a white cup. Create some contrast. My wife makes me really cool protein cookies. And she makes me really cool protein cookies, and I had a couple of them today, so I think I'm going to use this guy. I am thinking I'll use these cookies with something that's in filmmaking and just filmmaking in general. Contrast is a good thing. Even though now I have to be more simplistic, guys. I'm Nigerian, Igbo to be exact, and I have an accent, and certain words, doesn't matter how long I've been in America, certain words are just difficult for me to say. Cool, you hear that. Okay, so I am thinking a red plate. I don't know, visually contrasting, I think. That look good. Get 2 cookies, whoop, they disappear. Coffee. Maybe, yeah, I think that looks cool. That's the thing about content, is like, you don't know. I don't know if that will work. I don't know if I make this choice right now, this is the absolutely worst choice I could make. Or it could be the choice that gets me 1 million views. Who knows? The heck. Social media is so strange. Social media has been a very challenging thing for me, period. For the life of social media. I thought I could just bypass it, be a filmmaker, make good films, and then get famous. Woo! But no, I gotta learn how to. Okay, cool. You know what I just thought? I love being a creative person. Bananas. I was like, wait, bananas are bigger, visually more interesting. So what if I reached for a banana instead? So, okay, maybe I do 1 single banana. Yep, contrast. Ayo, that's looking interesting. All right, cool. Dude, that looks cool. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to get rid of what doesn't belong, what's gonna cause the audience to not get the point. All right, we have our set good to go. I'm gonna set the camera. I'm gonna actually frame the shot. I'm gonna show you how I do it. And then we're gonna figure out how to light it. I like to find my frame first. I like to walk the set, see, just like we just did. Then I find my frame, and then find it, and then I light it. So that's my normal process, and sometimes I don't do it. You know, I'm a creative person, and you know, we don't always follow the rules. This is my stand. I got a new gear that I'm trying out today. My wife got me this. I think it's a late birthday present, but it's just something really cool for content filming. It just gives me really great options to mount the camera. All right, I hope the audio. I checked the audio before I started filming, but I hope the audio is working. Otherwise, hey, this was a great test. All right, awesome. So first things first, I am going to mount this on the C-stand. This is a C-stand. If you don't know, if you're a filmmaker, you probably already know. So you know what I just decided? I'm gonna mount it on the part of the C-stand that I can actually adjust the height. So if I needed to make the frame taller, I can. I usually work in silent, but I talk to myself. So this is kind of cool. It's like, I don't know, therapeutic. Like I get to talk through my process while I'm doing it. Shooting on a Sony Alpha 6600. It's a pretty good camera. Was gifted to me by a friend. The thing about this camera, I love a lot about this camera. The thing about it that kind of sucks is that the SD card and the battery share a spot. And when you mount the camera, like you change the SD card, that it's difficult, and you have to like unmount the camera, which makes it hard for a lot of things I do because it's usually visual effects related, which I like to lock off the camera so I don't have to do a bunch of motion tracking. So, which then means that if for some reason I needed to change, but haha, kind of joke's on me, because with this new tool, you don't understand the level of joy that I just got right now, because oh my god, like, okay, I can problem solve. It's because what I was using before wasn't this. So I was having a problem with changing the battery and the SD card, but now I can without messing up my shot. Holy god. Okay, awesome. Now we're tightened. We need to make it vertical. The level of joy of like, oh wow, I can do this now, that I'm experiencing right now, it's hard for me to describe, but like, whoa. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and lock it off, and I can adjust. Oh my goodness. You know, it's good to start filmmaking with what you have, but there just comes the point where if you can get a slightly better tool, not even a lot better, just slightly better, it makes a world of difference. Like, the fact that I could just frame a shot, I could just figure it out, point, lock it, move it. It's so much easier to get the things I need done. This is kind of crazy, bonkers. And it was just one tool. One tool changed everything. And it wasn't even that expensive from my perspective. Like, you never know what people like. Like, I'm making this video, I'm like, who would sit there and watch me ramble on about setting up camera? Freak. But anyway, well, we're doing it. All right. So setting up the shot. Oh, my battery is dying, which is I can easily change it now. I have looked in camera and I figured out the shot. Basically, edge of frame, about edge of frame. So I have this much space and this is the middle. So I'm gonna give myself marks, and the marks will be for the things that need to disappear. Because for this shot to work is, I will film, I think three passes, one with the props in, without me in it, one with the props gone, so it's just a complete clean plate, and then one with just me pretending to reach where these items should be, right? So for that to be successful, I have to remind myself where these things are. So therefore, I have to put a mark on them. So I put a mark here in the middle. I know this is where this is. So when I remove them, I could just pretend to reach. And it will disappear, and then disappear. So here's the mark for the first one. Okay. Now, for this, I'm only disappearing the banana. So I'm gonna kind of give myself a banana outline. Okay. So I put a tape for the edge of the banana, the middle of the banana, and then try to make sure that, I'll make sure later that the camera doesn't see it. So when I remove the banana, I can still imagine that it's there, and I'll reach for it, it's gone. And then my hope is that, see how I don't know if you can see, but my hand is casting a shadow. So if any shadow, I can just rotor that shadow out and put it over the banana. Anyway, rotoscoping, post-production, that's a whole different thing. I don't know if you a filmmaker or just a person who's interested in this video. If you want to know what rotoscoping is, leave me a rotoscoping. If you want to know what it is, leave me a comment. One of my principles in doing visual effects and just movie making in general is that I like to make things as real as possible. I feel like the more real things you have in the shot, the more easy it is to be believable. I don't do like 3D animation or anything like that, so I just use clever magic tricks to make videos. So yeah, so I got my props marked off, and the way the camera sees it, they shouldn't see the marks. So now we're gonna light the set. For this, I am using LEDs, Newers, which are pretty, I think they're affordable. I've had these lights for a long time. For my backlight, I'm gonna use diffusion. Now, LED lights, obviously there's dials you can use to turn them down, but I've also noticed for sure that using a sheet of diffusion or diffusion of any kind just spreads the light and gives it a better wrap and just looks better than just dimming it. Just direct harsh light is not the most pleasing. So if you can always put a diffusion in front of your light to help spread the light and make it, give it more, more wrap, more pleasing, do it. And I'm thinking, for the sake of this, I'm gonna go with, so you could do single, double, quadruple. I think for this, double will do. And then if the double is too much, then I will go with a single. Boom. All right, so I'm going to, I don't know if you can see the light here. I'm gonna try to get it to match somewhat close to how this fluorescent light look, which is about here. And I'm gonna cool it off just a little bit to have a slightly different, I don't know, just a little bit different separation. But I don't know if you could tell. Let's see what it's doing. That's what a backlight does. Now, my personal taste is right now it's kind of almost side lighting. I like to get it backlit, but I'm limited by the stand and by the space. So in the filmmaking, like if I'm making a movie, I'll probably put a C-stand, bring it over to give me the light proper. But for the sake of this, I think this would do. For the key light, I'm only gonna do one sheet of diffusion because I want the key light to overpower the backlight. And then which then would allow me to drop my ISO, make the image cleaner, bring up maybe the aperture a little bit, give me more shallow depth of field, and we're rocking. So that's the game plan. Boom. Now, I am going to also raise this because I kind of want it, I don't want it directly aiming at my face when it's slightly looking down at me. So that the shadows kind of fall off. Wee. So the boy tell him, hey, Gucci bandana, Gucci. Ooh, I could plug it right here. Gucci bandana, Gucci bandana. Hey, I hope I don't get a copyright strike because Gucci bandana, Gucci bandana. Hey, Gucci bandana, Gucci. This is the part where my wife would like chase me around on set because she don't like it when she likes it. She pretends she doesn't like when I'm goofy. Boom. Yo, we're lit. Boom. We're so lit, bruh. We're so lit, bruh. It's lit. Got lit, bruh. That's what our light is doing, but I think the backlight is still too strong. So I'm gonna bring our key light forward, and then I might dim the backlight. So now that I have my light up, I'm looking in the camera, and I don't quite like the color temperature. So I'm going to, right now it's at 5500. I am going to take it down to about 4500. Will you come here? So let's drop it down because I want it to be a little bit cooler. Say 4700 feels right. But right now, I don't know if you could tell, I'm already seeing stuff I don't like. So this is our key light showing up in a microwave, and that's a no-go. So we got to figure out how to make that disappear. Let's see. It's gone about here. Not mad at that. So then I am going to adjust. Right now I have ISO cranked up to like ridiculous amounts. I try to keep my ISO low. So I'm gonna go and see 400 on this camera looks the most clean to me. So then I'll do that, and I'll bring up our, whoops, wrong thing. Gonna bring up the aperture to let more light into the camera. But here's the thing is that I don't want too much shallow depth of field, because I don't want, for this effect to work, almost everything has to be in focus. So I think there, so then maybe I can be a little bit more generous with a ISO. I think I'm gonna love that. Yeah, buddy. Okay, I like it, but I do need some fill because this shadow is a no. All right, cool. Oh, look what's on my TV screen. This is me on set with my friend Nicolas Revere of Oculus Films, and I was acting in his short film. Okay, so I ended up using the third light, and the third light, so this is what in filmmaking is called a 3-point, spitting. This in filmmaking is called a 3-point lighting, which means you get your key light, your backlight, and your fill light. And the fill light is exactly what it sounds like. I'm not a film teacher. I don't want to sound like I'm teaching. But if you're curious, if you don't know, if you're not already a filmmaker, a fill light literally does the job to fill in the shadows. Gets rid of some shadows in the shots you don't like. It's a filler. Filler. I wanted to tell a joke about lip fillers. I chose not to. Okay, so for the fill light, I'm gonna do the same thing I've done with the other lights. I'm gonna put a sheet of diffusion in front of it. And because it's a fill light, I'm gonna double the diffusion. And I want to place it about here. So 3-point light, it almost sometimes forms like a triangle. So here goes striking. Boom, I've got to turn that way down. And I'll try to get it to match this light here a bit. Let's look and see if the shadows are gone. Heyo, I love it. So now what you have the key light, have the backlight, give me separation, and fills in the shadows, but it doesn't make me flat. And that's the thing you don't want. You don't want your shot to just look flat. You want some contrast and separation. So I think the fill light is doing a good job. Let's see. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm gonna do a test shot and check it out and see what it looks like. The camera is set, props are set, lighting is set. All right, so that's it. We're done. We have filmed the video. Now it's time to edit it, post it, and see how it goes. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to attach the results to the end of this video. I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it. So if I didn't chicken out in editing, here is the outcome of the video. Take it away, Feature Joe. Thank you, Past Joe. So no, I didn't chicken out. Here are the results of the video. I posted 2 versions of the videos on each platform. This is TikTok. As you can see here, the first version got 216 views and the second video got 467 views. Over to Facebook, and then it did a little bit better. The first version got 2,200 views. The next one got 2,400 views. Then we go over to Instagram, and the first version got 345 views. The next version outperformed it. It went to 2,496 views. Then things really got interesting when we got over to YouTube. It was quiet for a bit, then all of a sudden, it took off. We are currently at 14,000 views. I gained 4 subscribers and I made $1.27. Hey-o. Right now, it looks like it's still gaining some views, about 600 views every 48 hours. So it might still continue going, or it might just have peaked. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe because I plan to do a lot more of these videos. Until next time, peace out.